Coach Jason here, and today we're going to be looking at discovered checks, and we're going to be looking at this using a famous game by Paul Morphy. Paul Morphy versus Henry Byrd in this one. So first of all, discovered checks are where you have one of your own pieces blocks a ranged attacker from checking the opponent's king. So in this case, the rook is being blocked by the bishop, so we can just move that bishop anywhere we want and the rook will check the king. So in this case, attacking the queen is probably the best thing. And this one, the queen is lined up with the king, and so we can move the knight and put him in check, while also attacking white's queen with the knight. All right, let's go ahead and get into Morphy's game. This game was played in 1858 during Morphy's tour of European domination. So Morphy versus Henry Byrd. This ends up being the King's Gambit, and really black is so far playing ideal moves. I actually ran this through an engine, and the computer was saying that black is playing the best moves throughout this situation. So this is pretty much main line for the King's Gambit. Magnus Carlsen did play it recently in a game, although it did not go very well for him. Black still playing ideal chess here. He's playing the best moves as far as the engines are concerned. So it looks like Henry Byrd is doing well, but of course he's playing Paul Morphy, so we all know he's going to get crushed. And this was the strongest move that Morphy could have made according to engines. So this is called a Zaretsky Gambit. Not a bad move by black, though not necessarily the best. It was still good. And this move here seems perhaps a little crazy, moving the knight over to the rim like that. But in the game that was recently played between Magnus Carlsen and Ling here, he played this move as well. And this often happens as keeping an eye on this pawn over here. That often works out well for black. And not in this case, however. And Morphy develops his knight. Bishop comes out, seems like a good move, attacking, developing a piece. And now Morphy getting another piece after this pawn here. And this move here seems to be a mistake to me. Getting rid of your bishop for a knight and also improving Morphy's pawn structure. So that was definitely a mistake there. And now Byrd cannot hang on to this pawn here as it's attacked twice. He can't really get another defender in there, so he goes ahead and attacks. And Morphy captures back. And now Morphy attacks the queen, and this is where it starts getting interesting. Okay, so after this move, what would you play as white if you had the move? Byrd actually plays the strongest move he could here. If it was white's move here, this would be interesting, and Byrd must have noticed that, and he goes ahead and moves his queen because of the discovered check that could have happened. If the queen was still there and it was white's move, that could have been played, losing the queen. Paul Morphy moves his queen up, and this is a mistake by Byrd here. He should not have done this. Believe it or not, there's another discovered check for white here. Can you find the move for white to play a discovered check? Did you find F7 check? Morphy needs to capture that pawn because it's just too dangerous. We've got these three pieces kind of swarming in towards the white king, and if that pawn was still there on e2, it would just be too much to deal with. So Morphy captures it, and now check. This is looking very scary. Morphy does have an escape square, and now this is probably the worst move I've seen a master level chess player make in a chess game. He actually castles, and Morphy brings his rook over. It may be that Henry Byrd resigned here, but I've also seen it where it continues. There's really no way to save the queen here because of this tactic, discovered check. Original version that I saw of the game, Henry Byrd actually moved his queen to here. This move here, attacking the queen, but the rook checks the king, and the bishop can take the queen. So grab, and then if you captured back, like I said, this is the original version that I saw of this game, and now we have discovered check again, and that is checkmate. This concludes the video on discovered checks with this famous game of the great Paul Morphy. I think they often call this bird in the hand when they refer to this game. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, hit that like button, and the notification bell if you'd like to know about future videos, as I will be making at least one chess video every week. Thanks for watching, and take care.